Yeah, you could have been I could have been just, a simple what do you call it? A simple cosplayer on this platform and you would be watching a whole different type of just chatting content. I feel like the sentiment is changing. Art is getting more acceptable as a career, but with it comes its own problems. Problem is only the ones at the top will eat. It's true. Safe is to an extent like true because like what Safe is saying is basically that like I feel it too, especially in this day and age. Maybe back then when digital art just started out, maybe it wasn't too as competitive as it is now, but right now it is super competitive. And even with my portfolio, I don't think I would have trouble getting a job in today's industry, I feel. That's my 2 cents. Uh other people might say that I'm wrong and I just have no confidence, but I see the quality of art in that is in demand to get the roles that is required today. It's insane, dude. Like no way do I have that level of quality now. I just don't have it anymore. And so like I feel like if I were to ever need to go back to the industry, it's going to be really rough for me. So y'all better keep supporting me. I'm joking, I'm joking. Uh, to be fair, the economy itself is bad. It's true. It's true. Even in the ecchi scene, they post the artist cosplay with their art to show it's not AI. Why selfie is a must? Because I feel like okay, I feel like AI art was a fucking mistake, and the fact that we let it get so far so quickly with no regulations whatsoever is also, the biggest mistake ever. Cause now, even for me, on occasion, I would get like asked if my stuff is like AI, just because I don't know what logic they think that it's AI, but okay, cool, I guess. And so like I've gotten to a point where like all my files are really big now because I record like time lapses of my entire piece from start to finish. And I'm just like I don't know, dude. Like I think because of how rampant AI art is and how much it's flooded the internet, like people that want to be supportive of real art have to also be like vigilant about it, right? But because these people have no eyes, not that they have no eyes, they don't have the eye to like spot the telltale signs of AI, because some of it really requires your knowledge as an artist to like pick it out, right? It's not for like art muggles, because art muggles will just consume and the art will look good for them. But there are people that genuinely want to support art, the real art, and they just can't tell the difference anymore, because some of the AI art are actually like good enough to a point where they can pass as like good art, at a glance. I've been bamboozled a couple of times and I'm so pissed off. Regulations are there for you to stay in power, not to keep fair play. I know. But like something has to be done about it, like I feel, but it's taken too long. And also, hello Zepter, welcome in. I think it's taken too long, and we're too far gone already. Ready for my show? Shut it up, shut it up. We're playing a game in a bit, Zepter, because I don't feel like doing art today. I don't feel like doing anything today, honestly. I just want to sit here and not do anything. But I feel bad when I sit here and not do anything. I have to do something. I have to sit here and do something while I prep for my Just sing for us? No, I don't want to sing for you. Not today. Nice to hear you're balancing pain and games. Yeah, you gotta do so. Yeah, I know, I gotta do something, right? I can't just sit here and be like, oh, I'm just taking a nap, guys. I'm drinking. Anonzi is the few people in this chat that's like, it's okay, Pumpkin. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you showed up today, that's all that matters. And I'm like, would make you so good. No, but I don't sleep though. Or a karaoke stream. I don't have the VTuber for it. I gotta like draw a mic for my VTuber, I think. Yeah, I gotta draw like a mic prop for my VTuber. So my VTuber has a tablet for the drawing streams, and then I have the keyboard and mouse for the gaming streams, and then I need a mic for the karaoke streams, and we gotta draw like the dingy karaoke like room. I think this piece would be really nice. Next to the Athena piece, which is this one. I like the Athena piece a lot, actually. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy piece, but I think this would be really nice too. But yeah, we're swapping out to like a chill game in a bit. We're just chilling out today, guys. No chaos, no yelling, no nothing, okay? Unshrimp. Okay, I unshrimp. You can put them on opposite corners and they're fighting each other. That's the plan, Anonzi. You think I don't think about this when I do my art? I always do. I think about things. I think I use brain when I do art, you know? Who are you? What did you do? I just woke up. It's See, this is what I mean by like I would feel like I don't want to stream, and then I would come online, right? And I would just like when I'm pressing go live, I would be like, oh man, I don't know if I actually want to stream today. And then I kind of sit here and be like, oh, I don't know, guys. I've got no energy. I feel kind of doo-doo water. I don't know if I want to do art. I don't know if I want to do anything. I'm kind of tired. Meh, meh, meh. And then like y'all roll in and y'all are just like hee hee ha ha hee ha. I'm like, okay, we're hee hee ha haing, I guess. Y'all are just as important to the stream as I am. I'm just saying. You do use brain, but you don't act like you just want to flex on Earth. Yeah, I just secretly want to come on here and go live and flex on all of you guys. Look at me do art, you know. Look at me do the thing that your Asian parents told you couldn't do, and y'all gave up like losers. While I just decided I wanted to be poor my entire life and did art anyway. Look at how good I am at this game without even trying. I know, right? Look at me. That's gonna be me when I'm playing the DLC for Elden Ring, guys. It's gonna be like, look at me, guys. I'm so fucking good at this game. It's insane. Y'all, you know, you wouldn't know. My Asian parents wanted me to play the piano and sing. Same. I think, you know, actually one of the things I still live by is the fact that I'm a strong believer that my parents, the way they brought me and my sister up were extremely lopsided. And I feel there is a part of me that feels extremely unfair. Like, I feel it was extremely unfair to my sister. Because somehow, to as good as it gets, right? Somehow, my very Asian parents decided to sort of allow the artistic side of me to like to encourage the artistic side of me. So they would like they would you know look at my art. They would tell me I'm good at art. You know, I've got the gifted child burnout syndrome. they would tell me I'm good at shit, you know, they would encourage me. But when my sister tries to do it, like she would, because she's my younger sister, right? So she, as younger siblings do, they usually will mimic the elder sibling until way older, when they like find their own like person, right? When my sister tries to like mirror the things that I'm doing, my parents would always tell her that she's not good enough. They would always tell her that she's not as good as I am. You know, like she's not like artistically gifted as I am. And I felt like that was, did it break? Did it not play? I'm so mad. And I feel to this day, I feel like it's extremely, extremely unfair to my sister, because it's like, back in my mind, there is always this alternate universe where my parents were equally, they were equally like supportive, and my sister would have gone down the another creative route, right? But because my parents continued to tell her that she was not good enough, she actually chose a different career path. Did the thing even play? Hold on. It did. Okay. But because like my parents were not supportive of her artistic like growth, I think it has always been in the back of the mind that she was like never good enough creatively, and so she chose a different like path when she did like her degree or her diploma or whatever. And I think right now she's going through a little bit of a crisis, because I think she feels, I would feel the same way, honestly, if I had spent my entire life with my parents telling me that I was never good enough for a thing. I would honestly just want to do the thing now that I'm older, just because, you know. And I think my sister is going through that, and she's kind of like, she wants to get into like the creative space. She wants to like attempt to, you know, do the thing that my parents said that she was not good enough to do. And me being the elder sister, I told her that this industry is not fun. It's extremely competitive, just like every other industry out there. And I gave her all the tools, I gave her all the advice that I could give her as somebody that's been in here. And I feel like there is a part of her that really wants to do it, but there's also a part of her that's kind of like, you know, I'm an adult now, I've got like rent to pay, I've got this, you know, a whole shit ton of other stuff to do. But she's like kind of in this midway point of like going through an existential crisis of not knowing what she really wants in life. Then you know the influence. Shut up, not Nancy. If I'm putting myself down, that's different. All right. It sounds backwards. It's usually the older sibling gets told they're not good enough, and they, oh, Liquid, you have no idea. It's just that like I get told that I'm good enough for a whole different, like I'm not good enough for a whole different other thing. Like it's. I get told that I'm not good enough for like a whole different other thing. It's not that I don't get. They gave up on her. Oh no, my parents gave up on me. Yeah, I feel that way too. So like I told my sister, it's like if you really want to try this out and you know you feel that void that like our parents left in your little heart because they told you for your entire childhood that you couldn't do art. Cause I honestly deep down believe that she would have gone down a very creative path as well if my parents were supportive of it. But because my parents made that decision of, you know, maybe they were also scared because they were like, maybe my parents were also scared because they were like, oh shit, man, our firstborn is already going to be an artist. We can't have like two artists in the family, you know, or not, we just die poor. I don't know. But so I told her that she could do it. She could pursue it. She could go take out online courses, learn up all the basics, catch up real quick. Because online courses are way better than just doing an art school. And if you really, really think you need the art degree, then go ahead and fucking do the art degree. Okay? But until then, I think you should do the art courses first and then like decide if this is really something you want to take seriously and then only go to like do the degree. Yeah, as the youngest of four, I get the do whatever treatment. I guess it's because like my parents only have me and my sister. It's a family of two and we're both girls. I think it would have been different if like one of us was a boy. But we're both girls. And so like maybe my parents were a little bit more like lenient. I feel like a lot of my relatives tell me that my parents are very lenient towards me. But I feel like I grew up with some of they're not as strict. I've seen stricter parents, obviously. But they're, Asian level strict, I would say. And I think growing up is learning that like your parents didn't get a tutorial on how to raise you as a child and you can't like fault them for the way they've raised you. Like it's not their fault. Like they're figuring it out as they go as well and they're not like perfect human beings. And so like for all the like people that are like, oh man, my childhood trauma, I get it, all right. Like a lot of these parents didn't raise us in the best situations, but I feel like it. I don't know. Okay, some people maybe harbor a little bit too much like anger towards their parents, but I feel like sometimes they're still your parents. They tried their best, I feel. Right? Like and so I'm like trying to tell my sister this where maybe I'm old enough. Maybe I'm older by like 4 years to be like 4 years more mature to come to this like understanding, right? That my parents were not perfect. But they were parents and I turned out pretty okay, I guess. My parents were even more lenient. They tossed me before to the relative got divorced and oh my goodness, are you I mean safe, you sound like you came out pretty well, all right, pretty okay, you sound like a pretty okay human being on this internet in this chat space, okay? No, but I'm not the Janelle. And I feel like I'm trying to like tell my sister this where like because she's at a point where maybe she's drinking too much of the maybe she's I don't know what she's doing, all right, but it feels like she's drinking too much of the TikTok Kool-Aid where people are like, oh, my parents, my trauma, bruh. I understand the trauma, but like they're it's coming to terms with it, right? It's also understanding that like your parents didn't get a freaking like manual on how to raise you as a kid. And some do it better and some do it worse, like I feel the womb. I feel like too lenient is as harmful as exactly. There's like this weird balance that they have to strike, being like strict and like lenient, right? And every child is different, and so like you will never know like where that bar is, where that balance is. Like you will never be able to find it as a parent. You just have to like try and error, right? So I feel like to an extent my parents were kind of lenient. They let me like sort of like pursue my interests in a way. Like I've got friends that are like have more lenient parents that let them like run around, go on trips with their high school friends or middle school friends, where like my parents were like, no, you stay home, you can't leave the country because you're too fucking young. And back then I was mad, back then I was angry. I had like a 6 o'clock curfew and I didn't like it, all that stuff, right? I was mad for a whole ton of shit, all these rules that my parents gave me, and I was angry because I had friends that were like they could go and hang out for as long as they wanted. Their parents would let them go anywhere they wanted, buy whatever they wanted, and all that other shit. And so I was like partially an angry kid too. I was like, why can't I get that stuff? And like, why is my parents always telling me what to do? Why are they like not letting me do all the fun stuff? I want to grow up to be failure and spend down. What? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I've experienced the too lenient scenario. Bro, I was a bastard. My parents threw away the child raising liquid. Why do you say so? Yeah, exactly. It's what Anansi says. It's like allowing, like finding a way to sort of allow yourself to come to terms with what's to the past and sort of like moving forward with it. But I feel like maybe my sister's a little too young to understand. But every time when I talk to her, she's always like bringing up the fact that, you know, our parents, she feels that our parents have like done her wrong, and you know they've caused this truckload of trauma that she's like currently trying to repair. And every time, all right, like our parents, I'm assuming we're all the same like age group, all right, and I feel like our parents, they're the same like boomer, you know, mentality, where if you tell them you have depression, they're like, why are you sad? All right. Just don't be sad, just smile more. We need to get to no, I do not want my sister on this stream. I don't want my sister on this stream. No, thank you. Just be happy, forehead. Yeah, I know, right? Just be happy. Yeah, I mean, I'm there to listen to it, but I also want to be like some level of like guidance to her. So I'm like telling her that like, because we share the same parents, right? And so like whatever she's going to an extent, like whatever trauma she has is probably some level of the same trauma I have, maybe slightly different because I'm the oldest child. And so I'm explaining it to her the way I see it, where like I'm at a point where I understand, and I've acknowledged that my parents are not perfect, and they have done like they weren't the perfect parents, but they were to an extent good parents. You know, we had a roof over our head. We had food on the table. Like, you know, it like situation could be worse. You know, we had money for books. We had it's not a bad childhood, you know. We share the same because all right, like her experience with our parents as the youngest child and my experience with our parents as the oldest child is completely different. And every other type of like hierarchy children of the family in this chat will tell you exactly that. Where her experience with my family, like my parents, is completely different from my experience with my parents. And it's the same with our relatives as well. When I see it when it's Chinese New Year and we're all like together and all of us are gathering. My relatives are afraid of talking to me. My relatives are very respectful when they talk to me because they know that if they talk shit to me, I'm gonna talk shit to them back. Like I talk back if they're being disrespectful to me. Right? But when they talk to my sister, she's a little less confrontational, and so she gets pushed around by my relatives a lot. So they'll call her names, they'll bully her, and then there are some things where, you know, your relative says that are like out of pocket, and if you don't call them out, they're gonna continue to think that it's okay to say it, right? But it's clearly not. And so when they do that, I usually like tell them like, bro, say that again, bro. Say that again. Say that with your chest. You know, like I I don't just sit there and let them say it. But my sister does, because she's not very confrontational when it comes to these things, and also she's like younger, so she feels like she has to respect her elders. And I'm telling her that no, you and I are now adults, okay? We're like hitting 30, okay? You're closer to 30 than you are to 20 already. Like you need to like tell these motherfuckers to shut the fuck up if they're saying stupid shit. But she'll sit there and she'll be like, oh my god, I don't want to fight with my uncle. Rude. No, my family's fucking rude. My extended family, fucking rude ass bitches. They say the fucking wildest shit. Well, they don't say it to me anymore, cause they know. They know I tell them shut the fuck up. Okay, well anyway, I'm talking too much. Hi Calvin. I'm bitching about my family. I didn't want to do art today, but we're doing art. Good shit, tell them, dude. I'm so sick. You could have food over your head and roof on your table. Shut the fuck up. They know you like snob. Nobody in my family knows I stream. Nobody in my family knows I stream, guys. Like, try to keep this as like, it's just me, guys. It's just me. Because I think if I bring anyone else that's like closely related to me onto this stream, it's already like high key doxing myself. So let's not do that, okay? If you don't, I will. Dude, some of my fucking relatives, especially during Chinese New Year, like, if I wasn't, you know, if I wouldn't get shit on it, right? Like, I would actually throw hands. There are some stuff. Oh my god, it's so out of pocket. I swear, my extended family is so fucking rude. Every time I come in for Chinese New Year, I have something to bitch about. But no, Calvin, I was just telling chat that like my sister's going through a crisis because like she's processing her childhood trauma. And I'm like, our parents weren't perfect, but you know what? They did their best. I believe they did their best, you know? And I just need her to like get like past the bridge, you know, to be like, you know, they're not the perfect parents, but they were our parents. I hope she's okay. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She's my sister. She'll be fine. Look at me, I'm fine. Then he had a whole year to plan. Dude, they did though. Oh my god, I failed to get days off for Chinese New Year. Wait, for next year? No way. No way. Imagine the struggle when you cook now, then tell them you oh fuck this shit, dude. No way. No way. Come on. The other day we were talking about it because I was bitching about it, I guess. I'm saying that I think a couple of days back, I was saying how I feel very bad that I'm like extremely detached from my family, even my immediate family, where I like don't really call my parents as often as I like to be calling my parents. I'm like extremely detached from it, and I feel like one of the reasons was that like one of the reasons I feel was that like I always felt that I was never like part of the family, because every time I would try to be part of the family, I would like they would like, oh look who decided to join us, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go. It's like, wow, look who decided to leave the room. I'm like, why you gotta do this to me? Accept them as they be. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Like, but I think eventually my sister will understand that, but like until she gets through with like her own mental state, I don't know if I can help her anymore. I ain't no therapist. But yeah, I was telling Chat the other day, it's like, oh yeah, when you try to learn how to cook in the kitchen with your family in there, and then they're like, she's the younger sister. She's like 4 years younger than me. But yeah. And it's like, you know, when you're trying to learn how to cook in the kitchen and you're trying to like cut stuff, you know, or you're trying to just like help out, and then it's like you're not very good at doing the things, you know, because you actually need to learn and you actually need to get used to doing the things like cutting vegetables and how to hold things when you're cutting things in the vegetable, yes, in the kitchen. And then it's like your mom will be hovering over you and she'll be like, oh yeah, you're so slow, I can't cut for you, like you cut until next year so I haven't cut finisher. And I'm like, I'm trying to help, you just let me help. And I feel so like mad. I'm just like, fine, I won't come down and help then, fuck you, man. What the fuck? I don't help. Yeah, like that's the reason why I don't help. Like I want to be, like I want to help. I want to be part of like the social interaction that is like the cooking, you know, in an Asian household. That was what we do. We bond over cooking, right? And I'm like, I tried so many fucking times when I was a little wee lass, and I go down and I'm like, Mom, I'm down here early before dinner time. I want to help. Every time I try to help, I get yelled at. I get told that I'm slow. I don't know how to do shit. And I'm just like, oh. But I've got to learn, right? And then they're like, oh man, you cut slow. You cut wrong. Why you don't know how to do this? I'm like, bro, this is like my first day on the job. I don't know what I'm doing. But teach me, bro. Shit, man, you're making me feel bad about wanting to help. I'm not gonna help then. Jesus Christ, holy shit. I don't bond, I eat on my own. Wow, okay. It's a must to eat together with the family. In back in my parents' household anyway. Yeah, well, like I said, they're not like we're all not perfect, so it's a shared experience. See, even Calvin knows. See, look at Calvin. Calvin's like, shit, be stressing you out. I'd be the get out of my way. See,